Alright, Shalom. Start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Kwadash Paya. And hey, man, we in the time of the new year. Alright? The new year, according to the scriptures, goes by the moon. The Passover, right? Which is on March 13th. I believe till March 20th at the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? Where you set up, you get the lamb, you get the bitter herbs, which it all represents something significant. We know the lamb represents, Yahweh Shai, right? When he said to eat, to eat the lamb, when the bitter herbs represent, the hardship, the bitter situations that, our people are currently in and was in during the time of the first Exodus. Exodus meaning to be exited out of somewhere, and soon we're going to be exited out of this captivity that we're in, right? Because we want to be passed over back unto our homeland, which is Israel, Jerusalem, which is polluted now with those imposters over there, you see? But the Passover, our people call, the New Year's in the wintertime in this society, right, which worships different deities. That's not our custom. The New Year starts when life becomes to blossom, the springtime, I have a little magnet. It says spring is a time for new beginnings, and then right after on the Passover starts on the 13th. On the 14th, you're gonna have this blood moon, right? And the Lord spoke about signs in the heavens, signs of the times that we're in. Because the moon is set up for a declaration of times and seasons. That's how we followed, certain days according to the moon. And there's a blood moon. It's gonna get bloody soon, man. So even for younger brothers, newer brothers, that might be living with family members or whatever, hey man, just hold it to the best of your ability and just don't let your left hand know what your right hand doeth. You keep eat the lamb, read you read Exodus 12, you read the book of St. Matthew 26, starting at the 26th chapter on down. You get your candlesticks, 7 to be exact, with the menorah representing the 7 churches, right? You do your ceremonies, you say your prayers, you do that in closed doors, and keep it for yourself. Keep the lamb, you get the bottle of wine, yayan, right? Which is, all these things are mandatory, and, you keep it sincerely, man, because, hey, when we left the first Exodus, there was darkness, as the scriptures say, right? The Lord brought the plagues, bringing judgment, and that's when our people ended up in the wilderness, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites, and that's when they started getting jacked up, because you had the mixed multitudes, so everybody didn't make it out, and that's why the Lord spoke about a remnant that shall be delivered in these times coming, man. There was always a remnant that was saved in different captivities, once it fell, a remnant. I mean, a small amount. The Lord just, it's that much critical. And then, before the angel came, destroyed Egypt, right? We were supposed to put the blood on the doorposts, representing your mind, because Yahweh was that sacrificial lamb, for our sins, right? You know? And so we want to be delivered out of here, man. All right, so without further ado, uh, hold on. Let's get and you know what? We in the wilderness. If you technically this is not our resting place. You know, this is not our homeland. All right, but anyway, it says this is the book of Exodus. We're gonna start off real quick, round about towards the 7th verse, chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards, he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. And because at one point the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and then with all the plagues he was bringing, right, forced him to let us go. And then he regretted it, trying to chase us down. And that's when the Lord did the miracle with the parting of the Red Sea, so we was able to cross through. And not everybody made it to the promised land, man. And these times we're coming in, man. These elites, they don't want to let you go. And that's why they trying to come down with that micro C hip, that main idol that they want the globe to worship. This technology, this beast system, And the elect is not falling for that. They're not going for it, man. The elect is not going to bow for that, man. We rather worship the Most High rather than men. All right, this place is going to be destroyed. But anyway, and we seen it. We seen plagues on a global scale, which America is referred to as Babylon the Great, is referred to as Virgin Daughter, is referred to as, modern Egypt, modern Sodom and Egypt, as it tells you in the book of Revelation, right? And so this is going to be the greatest exodus, the greatest deliverance, also the greatest judgment, right? Because Yahweh Shah is coming back. He's coming back. So it says, Speak now in the ears of the people, Salakia, and let every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold. And the Lord Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. Right? Because I believe he was raised by the Egyptians. All right? I believe he taught them math too, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It says that Moses said, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn. Hey, and we about to approach midnight, the darkest hours. Spiritually. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. Damn. And to kill the firstborn, that's a hurt piece, man. No man wants his firstborn to be killed, especially if it's a son, which carries on your legacy. right? And even to the animals, you know? So Pharaoh and the heathens, they were feeling it. They're gonna feel it now. You know, scripture said the Lord is gonna be a day of the heathen. Every heathenistic nation, you know, we could go into the 18 tables of nations and their names. It's about 18. Had a hand in the captivity of our people, the biblical Israelites, right? Which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it any more. Damn. You know? That's heavy. Because bringing that, I want to get this real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. Let's start at verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Salaki, I don't know what the fuck. Salaki, in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So the Lord changes not, as the scriptures say. You know? Because you can go to the word Egypt, going into Mizraim, it's a form of captivity, of bondage, you know, that we're in. And critical things always occurs before and after the Pesach, the Passover. It's a heavy season. It's the beginning of seasons, you know, a new month, new year, right? It's time to blossom, man, you know, and take heed to understand the significance, right? Because this was a time where Yahweh Shah was sent believed to be crucified. And Lord willing, we'll go into it. It says Egypt as before and will destroy all the land thereof. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it, right? So it's a punishment. You know, and if you have that blood on your doorpost or in your mind, which is a form of exemption, then, hey, that's why scriptures say 2/3 shall be cut off and die. Now, because the Lord sent angels to destroy places, man. Which Yahweh Shah is coming back with the holy angels again, this time. I mean, tells you in Daniel, coming with the Michael the archangel, you know? Isaiah coming with fire, with his chariots like a whirlwind, you know? Yahweh Shah, yo, he's not playing when he comes back, bro. He's not like doing the same thing he did before. Oh, he's gonna plead with you. He's gonna plead with you, alright? You know? And that goes for us, man. You know, men that know, man, you know. Yeah, we all make mistakes. We all fall. We all in the flesh. We all battling. We all, you know, but the Lord is looking for those that really believe and have faith in Him. Alright? That's point blank period. Straight up. There's no if, ands, or buts, or coulda, shoulda, woulda. This is the time now. Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found, calling upon him while he's near. Just imagine the screams that was heard. Killing, the mass, you know, destruction. We're gonna be on the run soon, you know. Be even as pilgrims in you know, in the wilderness. You know? A lot of people wanted that the Lord brought out of Egypt, which is our people. They wanted to go back to Egypt. Like fucking Lot's wife, man. Looking back and shit. Oh, we was comfortable in that place. We had this, that, and the third. They loved it so. You know, just like our people now, they love it so. They love being in this, they love their captivity. You know? But when we tell you, yo, greater, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, greater things that we never seen before is coming. But they don't believe it, man. You know, their minds is too. That's why, yeah, you know, Israel needs to be reborn. You know? The sons and daughters of the elect, right? In the kingdom that shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that's even in the Lord's Prayer. You know? That's what we look for, new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. You know, Lord willing, this could very well be the last Passover, man. All right. You know what? Let's skip this. Let's skip this. Let's go to let's go here. Let's go to be exempt, right? Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, which is really talking about the people, right? Because we was a people before a place, you know? And that's what we do. We in the midst, Yahweh Shai walk to and fro in the midst of the people, you know? Telling them, get right. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. As well as his prophets, servants that's doing that today. See? And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So the men that's, you know, you got women, you know, those that believe, that sigh and cry for the abomination that's being done in the midst thereof, which is all the filthy acts that we constantly see, hear, you know. And you don't want to be around wickedness when you're trying to perform righteous duties in a land of, you know, just, this is hell, you know. This place goes contrary. Everything in this society goes completely contrary to what the scriptures say. So us bringing out the scriptures in a place like this, hey, they didn't take heed to the Lord. They're gonna do the same now. You know, but to put the mark on the men, on the people that sigh and cry, let's get that word. Right? Let's go to that word mark.
Strong's H8420. Tav. Tav.
Right? A desire, a mark, as a sign of exemption from judgment. You see? Yeah, we don't want that. You know? And that's why we out in the highways and the byways preaching, warning the people, blowing the trumpet, the sound of the alarm, in the midst of Jerusalem, in the midst of our people. You know? Because we sighing and crying for all the abominations that's going on, that we got to deal with, knowing what's coming, knowing the righteousness, you know? And we constantly fighting. We constantly warring with our members, wanting to do better, wanting to just be perfect. And that's coming. You know? We are near. Nearer than we believe. Now, real quick, let's go to the book of Isaiah. I want to get a precept on there. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse Is it Isaiah 5? Hold on, let me double check. Isaiah 31 and 5. Forgive me. Forgive me. I should have known that. Isaiah chapter 31, verse 5. I mean, we can start at 1. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's start at verse 1 down to 5. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong." Right? But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, Yahweh. So, woe, meaning destruction, is going to come upon those that go to Egypt for help, meaning they're going to go to these elites for refuge, for food, for shelter, because when all hell breaks loose, you're going to have famine, you're going to have droughts, you're going to have martial law, you're going to have, when the hour of temptation hits, people are not going to have access to, daily benefits, if you will, right? Like it tells you in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, how these people's benefits is going to get taken away. They're going to dwell in torment, right? Can't eat, can't get sex, all the insurance, like the medical insurance, you can't unless you bow to that idol. You know what I mean? It's going to be mass chaos, anarchy, imprisonment, death, and just all out fucking chaos, bro. Like, it's going to get really cannibalism, a time we never witnessed. I mean, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. World War III, Jacob's troubles. So woe to you. Woe to you that goes down to this government for help when all hell breaks loose, because they the ones that's fucking caused, the Lord is using them to bring, or to cause it. It's really the Most High that's doing it, using them to bring judgment. These elites, the royal families, the Edomites, Esau, so-called Caucasian race, the Amalekites, right? So woe to you that go down to the enemy for help, because you see what they have to offer. It's what the devil does. Problem, reaction, solution. They cause the problem. They see the reaction of the people. Their backs is against the wall. Now they want to come sweetly with a solution, knowing Hey, man. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horse is flesh and not spirit, right? Because we want to be delivered through angelic vehicles, which is the angels. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. So, you're going for them for help. Now, the Lord said he's going to destroy both of y'all. The one that's helping you and the one that needs the help. Why? Because you're going to a man for help rather than crying unto the Lord for help. You see? When Yahweh is the Father of all spirits. And these people that take that M-O-M-A-R-K, pursuing the Revelation 13 and 16, you're going to be destroyed anyway. So why not suffer for righteousness' sake? You see? For thus hath the Lord Yahweh spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts, meaning the Lord of armies, come down and fight for Mount Zion, meaning to Zion, which is a monument, which is the elect, which is the Lord's building, as the scriptures say. So he's going to fight for them and for the hill thereof. Now, here's the final point. As birds flying, which is talking about the angels, so will the Lord Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem, the elect, the people. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. So that's how we're going to be passed over back to our homeland. Okay? Now, going back to Ezekiel 9, right? Verse 5, it says, and to the others, he said in mine hearing, go ye after him throughout the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. You know, and this is the judgment the Lord's going to bring, man. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. I mean, that's the point on that. I didn't want to keep, I just wanted to hit the nail, on the call, just hit straight to the point, right? So yeah, man, you want to be preserved, also the unleavened bread, because you want to take the yeast, you want to take that leaven, physically out your house and spiritually away from your body and your mind, your la'ab, to purge out the iniquities or sins or, certain things that, habits or whatever the case may be, right? Because we all got our own different flaws. We all got our own thing going on. But you don't want it to rise. You don't want it like bread, leaven. It rises. You don't want your iniquities, your sins, or your flaws or your errors to keep rising, So you want to purge that out. You know what I mean? So that's why it's referred to as the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And be careful, there's certain drinks, beverages, certain foods with ingredients that has different names. Really it's another word for leaven, for yeast. Because they use that for a lot of, things. So, for Salaki, I brought this out at the end, but, that's the importance of that. And one more precept. We might have to, this is the book of Luke, chapter 21. The book of St. Luke, chapter 21, and verse number 11, it says, and these are Yahweh's words in red letters, and great earthquake. Well, you know what? Let's start at 10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven, like the picture I got on the phone in the background. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. Great signs and sights in the heavens. Blood moons, eclipses, angels, things of that nature. The Lord is about to show his power, man. He's been showing his power, but he's about to show his wrath, really. But anyway, I hope this was edifying, straight to the point. I'm going to give all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught me this truth, that rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the four corners of the earth. All right. And I just want to say, man, I believe I touched on all the points for the Pesach, Passover. New year, new you, man. New year, new me. You want to be preserved. And it's really time. It's been, but now more so than ever, it's time to really, for all of us, tighten up on things. Get our house in order. And I'm talking to myself and to those listeners, our salvation is nearer than we believe. With that, shalom.